Guitar Friends, episode 56.
Oh, wow.
My, how far we've gone.
That was it, Colin.
Oh, wow.
That was it.
Oh, here we go. Hit it, Sooze.
He's not even plugged in. Here we go.
I meant hit the theme song.
Dang, I did that for no reason.
Please leave that in.
Yeah. No, let's stay there. The theme song's
it's
going
in.
right now.
Everything stays.
It all stays. It all
stays.
belongs.
It all belongs.
Guitar Friends is on. Maybe you're in your car or mowing your lawn. Just turn it up. The Guitar Friends are on. The greatest podcast about guitar is on. As long as you don't count all the ones that have big guests and are very intentional about actually having guitar-related conversations. Ooh, Guitar Friends is on. This is Guitar Friends. HW, Sooze and Jon2. It's mostly about guitar, but also some other stuff will be discussed too. But it's most about guitar, unless we get distracted and talk about food or Teslas, or how annoying it is that Californians keep moving everywhere and bring their terrible ideas and ruin their state to Nashville. But looks with guitar.
All right, Guitar Friends, episode 56. Here we go. Here we go. We're back. It's after lunch now.
Woo.
You know?
Lunch.
You got the best meal. Your meal came out, and I was like, man, I have royally messed
What
up.
was it?
It's the lunch fajitas.
Bro.
We were literally
The
in the last episode, and
fajitas.
HW said, this is the last thing I'll say before we get fajitas. And it put it in my head. I think you stared at me eating the fajitas the whole time.
I was just like, man, don't covet. It's not working.
They come out sizzling.
I know,
you
man.
build it yourself.
I got ground
think it's-
beef tacos.
I think, did you like them?
No, they were greasy. I like ground beef tacos.
Do you think that seeing his food affected the enjoyment of your own food?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's, I think, why you're
It's
not
all
supposed
about comparison.
Yeah. Thou shalt not covet your neighbor's
I'm telling you.
fajitas.
I struggle with that.
John also pulled a classic one today. Should I get this? Should I get this? This one looks really good. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to my first one. And then the lady comes over. He's like, I'll have something I never mentioned
Yeah.
today.
You were uncharacteristically undecisive. I heard you saying all this stuff out loud, and I ignored it.
That wasn't even an option.
I said, should I get the birria tacos? Or should I
I
get...
said, those sound good.
What else did I say?
The Real dip.
The Real dip.
We went back and forth about the virtues of both, and then
The Real dip is queso with fajita meat on top.
chicken, shrimp, and steak.
And then it's like here, and then they just, you get
And then
chips on
that's
the
it.
side.
It's
And
a
pico.
dip. It's not
I mean, it's
a
a
meal.
dip.
It's just a... It's,
I've had
how
it as an
much
entree,
cheese
and
is
it was
that?
delicious.
It's a lot.
Oh, a ton of cheese. We've
of cheese.
concluded this
Whoa.
is everything we come to the restaurant for in this dish.
Yeah.
It's just these things in different form is what we're here for.
Right.
We're not coming for the rice and the beans.
Right.
It's the
No.
chips.
But anyway, so then right before I ordered, you said the word chicken quesadilla, and I said, that's what I'm...
But
in
not
my
even in
brain-
the context of you should get this. I think I was like
No,
making
you were
fun
just
of it.
saying... You just said the
How
word
simple it
chicken
is.
quesadilla, and I said,
Right.
no, that's what I want.
Can I ask a question? I think
The
of
brain is a very powerful thing.
I know.
You know?
I think of like a very straightforward quesadilla, like the chicken quesadilla or a cheese quesadilla. To me, it's like the tendies of the Mexican world. You know, it's
chicken
like
tendies?
yeah, it's like this sort of childish meal that it's just, but it's just so good it never gets better. That it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's like wow, it's like, is anything better than like great tendies? And I feel like the Mexican version of that is like a chicken quesadilla.
You've said tendies before this moment.
Oh yeah, that's a whole meme.
Like,
Sooz.
because he had
oh,
to ask,
yes.
and now he's losing it.
That's a meme, and then it says me as an adult, and it's like I'll just have the chicken tendies, please. Or it's like there's memes that's like
Okay.
when
It's
I
like
go
a
out,
known thing.
yeah,
Okay.
when I go out with my professional work friends, and it's like one order of the tendies, please. It's like
Wow.
the joke is that like it's kind of a childish thing, but it's so good,
It's
you
good.
still want to eat
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And I think the chicken quesadilla is that. Also,
Good comparison.
the torta, cousin to the hamburger, but often forgotten.
Does El Sombrero even have a
No,
torta?
sit-down Mexican restaurants are really sleeping on the
really
torta. The torta is like, a truck only, it seems like. Taco Bell, you would think they would be the ones to do a torta, seeing as all their, competition is like, burgers.
Yep.
But when you're thinking outside the bun, I guess you're not going to put a torta on the menu.
Wow.
But it's not a bun, though. It's just bread.
True, but yo quiero Taco Bell.
How can you rebuttal?
You can't argue.
There's no comeback to that.
He's right.
All right, this has been
I
episode
want Taco
50.
Yeah,
That's the end. This is episode 56.
we simply just conceded. We're like, yes.
That's
No more
it.
discussion
He's
necessary.
not wrong.
No, that's it.
That's it. That's it. Is there a lot I don't feel like a lot of restaurants I vary up what I get as much as when we just go to like El Sombrero or any like Mexican place of that kind. The sit down Tex-Mex kind of place.
You're saying you always get the same thing except for that restaurant.
Yeah, I mean, usually I have like very strict go-tos, and that restaurant, that menu, you can just go anywhere you want. It's like a choose your own adventure story, but with beans and rice and cheese.
And consequences later.
If you want to get in the plane, go to page 43.
There you go.
It's like, okay, what happens if I get in the plane?
Those were,
Yeah.
Those are the best.
If you want to get stuck in the bathroom, go to page 3.
yeah.
I used to just read them in order, and it was always like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I would just go in sequence of pages, just
Talking
like
about the
a
choose your
normal
own
book.
adventure stories.
Oh, I'm confused.
You don't know
read-
those?
You never read a book
This
like
guy
that?
was probably
He's
raised on like
younger.
MySpace or iPad.
All right,
Listen.
listen.
Okay.
This is a paperback book.
Okay, okay.
Where you read to a certain point, and it says, now you have to choose. If you choose to get on the plane, flip to page 45. If you choose to not go on the plane, go to page 58 or whatever.
And it splits the story in two.
Yeah.
That's
And
actually
then
great.
you do it again
No,
and do it
they
again.
were excellent.
Oh, I didn't
Multiple
start
endings.
multiple endings.
Yeah, multiple
Yeah.
endings.
Based on
Did you
your-
ever go back and you would?
Yeah, I cheated
Oh,
all
of
the time.
course.
absolutely. You,
I'd be like,
you had
I don't
to
like
know.
this. Go back.
No, you reread them.
I didn't start reading until I was 31, and so
Wow.
and now I'm 32 and I read.
So you have a lot to catch up on.
I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
See, I think one of these like Audible companies should do this.
Well,
kind of
Netflix
thing.
tried it with Bandersnatch.
Oh yeah, you're
Remember
right.
They did that.
It was
huh?
it was the same thing. It was Netflix. It was a choose your own adventure like show.
Wow.
They give
It
you a
would
spot.
pause and you would with your remote.
How did it go?
Horribly.
Nobody liked
Yeah.
it.
Nobody loved it. Well, it got a lot of like critically acclaim. I got a lot of good feedback.
I think
It was technically very a ridiculous thing for Netflix to have to build. But
a lot
sounds
of
like
shooting.
fun. I mean, they got games now on Netflix. You seen that?
I mean, they have all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
They're gonna have wrestling on January 6th. I can finally cancel my
They had
Hulu Live TV subscription.
they had live boxing or like
Oh,
they
man.
did. I watched that.
That was
watched
a.
it.
Do you know the Saudis have offered Mike Tyson $100 million if they do the fight in Saudi and he knocks out Jake Paul?
He really fights.
They'll give him they are offering a prize to the winner, like if Tyson knocks out Jake Paul, $100 million, which they know is more money than he's going to get any other way.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we want to see this competition for real. And they think a lot of people would. And I think, see, this could be 3D.
It was it not for so that's like it's well understood at this point that he
Is this conspiracy
He-
corner
Everyone's
again?
saying they faked it.
This
yeah.
isn't
For
even
real?
in conspiracy corner.
I mean, it was-
Tyson's gone on several interviews prior in the 2 years prior, basically saying he didn't have enough money and that his weed farm didn't work out the way he thought it would. He needed the money. He did what he did. There's also slow motion stuff where you can see Tyson in these doing the duck, the miss, the duck, and he goes like this. And there's 2 times in the fight where he does it and he doesn't follow through. He drops his hand. And those are the moments he could have knocked Jake Paul out.
Wow.
And so Jake Paul says he's retiring. I think if these guys are smart,
Convenient.
I know, isn't it great? I think if these guys are smart, but I heard that Tyson made, wasn't it like 20 million?
20 million. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jake Paul made 40 or something. So,
Yeah, but Jake Paul, that's because it wasn't because it was because he like owns the production company that made the thing. Or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. But I mean, hey, good for Tyson. 20 million, whatever.
Yeah.
He's still going to do movie roles here and there, and
I know.
I got to feed my family. And
Can you imagine if you guys had to live off just $20 million for the rest of your life?
it'd be tough.
That'd be
People figure it out though. They do it somehow.
I don't know how he does it.
I was literally about to ask the question: who needs more than $20 million?
It'd be tough.
He might be
living on
right.
20
He might be
million.
right. I think he's
might
right.
be right.
Yeah.
He might be right.
Oh, man.
Tigers are expensive.
Yeah.
When you want to have tigers at your house.
Pigeon collections are expensive.
Yeah.
Does he have tigers?
That was the whole joke from, what was that movie?
Oh.
Yes, a Hangover.
Hangover.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Oh,
They end up in Mike Tyson's house,
Gosh,
but he
I
has a
haven't seen
tiger
that for a
inside.
long time.
Yeah.
So if they're smart, like I don't think there was any way they could have done that
pigeons.
boxing match and had like a round 2, right? Like the dream is like Diaz versus McGregor. You know, you get fight 1, one guy wins. Fight 2, the other guy wins. You got to have a fight 3 now. I think for them, they weren't going to be able to do 3 fights. I don't know how you competitively would do that. Is my hand in this shot? It definitely is. Let's put my hand down. I think that I think this provides a really cool round 2 where it's pretty much known like, okay, I didn't want to knock the guy out, blah, 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 or whatever. And now we go back, we fight again. We never really say, sorry, I was lying the whole time. But we just go, okay, fight 2. And if he knocks out Jake Paul, he gets $100 million. I would buy that. I mean, I would watch it on Netflix.
Yeah.
If it's a pay-per-view, I'd go to a friend's house or Buffalo Wild Wings or stream it illegally online. But there's motivation there, though, you see?
Thank you for your honesty.
So, you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't go onto the dark web to stream it. I would just go on TikTok live and watch a feed until it gets taken down.
There you go.
Which would be fine. And if TikTok is around at that point, because it might get taken down, which is a whole
would that
nother
be
thing.
great?
They're doing a whole thing
Yes.
with the TikTok being taken down.
Could they get rid of Instagram too, please? And Facebook while they're at it?
Yeah.
Well,
Please.
no, I like those platforms.
Shots
Those
fired.
yeah.
No, we don't need them.
We don't need them.
A lot of our viewers know about Tone Junkie from those platforms.
That's fine.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean,
So I prefer them to stay around.
I pay my bills because of those platforms, so I too would.
Yeah, good point.
I know. I'm just
You're like a
this
content
guy.
maker,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I just think I could find something else to do if we could get rid of social media. I'd be willing to make
Fair
that
trade.
sacrifice.
Life
It's
would
a
be
fair
better.
trade. It would be better.
Yeah, I figured
I think
it
it'd be better.
Yeah,
Do you guys remember the pre-social media days?
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
What did we used to do? I don't know.
Great
I
question.
remember actually.
Remember DVDs?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Sam.
yeah.
I remember explaining to people what Twitter was when Twitter was brand new.
Do you remember
like,
when
nobody got it.
when Facebook said like Nate Souza is, and then you filled in the rest?
Oh,
like
yeah.
my status.
Yeah, your status.
Like-
it was like your name is,
Yeah.
and then you would
Getting
you would
ice
write
cream,
what you
you
would
know?
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It was like,
Yeah.
and I think in some ways I think about that and I go, they kind of did need to help us out.
Oh,
We
yeah.
didn't know what to post,
Yeah.
so by
Right.
starting the sentence, it helped you keep
what
going.
should I tell
because that
people?
was the whole thing.
Yeah.
When you explain to someone what Twitter was, it's like, no, you have 140 characters
Yeah.
and you can say anything you want. And they're like, who cares what I'm thinking?
would
right
read
now?
that?
Who
Yeah.
would read that?
Yeah.
A lot
Turns
of
out,
people.
a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of
we've,
people.
We've developed the insatiable appetite for other people's opinions all the time. Mm-hmm.
And then it
even though they make us angry,
Yeah.
we still
Especially because they make
want.
us
We
angry.
still want them. Yeah,
Yeah.
Glutton for punishment.
totally.
Glutton
That's
for anger.
kind of it. Yeah.
Totally.
Twitter's had a really wild ride because it obviously started out, that way, and then it became like a, propaganda tool for the Democratic Party. And then now it's my favorite place for conspiracy theories. It's unrivaled for deep diving on conspiracy theories. Absolutely unrivaled. Is it time for the guitar joke of the week? I think so. Thank you, ChatGPT.
John, you weren't here for the last round of.
No, they were decent, but what we're running into.
It was so bad.
It was rough.
Wait.
Hold on, you're having ChatGPT make these for you?
He prefers ToneBot.
ToneBot.
Here's what we're running into.
He used to go on website, like joke websites.
I know.
And now it's this. Yeah.
Guys, we're 56
Six?
episodes in. I bet on average 5-6 jokes per one. We've gone as deep as Reddit goes. Of that, I'm confident.
Okay.
So
make good
now we're
points.
into these. And what I love about this, John, is some of the jokes are really good. And others are like hallucinations with like weird associations that don't make sense. It's like something only ChatGPT could come up with. So let me give you a couple jokes like from last time that were kind of like one or two that's kind of clever and then one or two that's like, and then we'll get into some new ones.
Just to demonstrate the difference.
Yeah,
I mean,
just so you really see, because some of these repeat. Like we've all heard, some of these. So, why don't guitarists get speeding tickets? They're too busy dragging their tempo. Ha ha ha. You know what I mean? That's an appropriate one. That's a good one.
He didn't tell that last time.
No, we didn't tell that
No,
one last
okay.
time. Sorry.
That's a new one.
I was like, wait.
Good ear, Addison.
Good. You're paying attention. Here's one that's just a little like, I kind of get it. Why do guitarists make terrible criminals?
I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to test you on these since you were here.
Hold on.
Why do guitarists make terrible
I'm
criminals?
usually good at this.
Yeah, you
You're
are
the
good at
best.
this.
Why do they make terrible criminals? Something about not knowing the keys. Something about not having the right keys.
They always leave fingerprints.
Oh,
See, it's kind of clever because fingerprints on a good, right? You get it.
that's stupid though.
It's stupid. It's stupid, but
It's stupid because
He's right.
but it makes sense. It's a joke that makes sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
It doesn't
sense.
make sense because fingerprints are not part of making music.
What's
That's
a
not like a
guitarist?
known thing.
Here we go. What's a guitarist's favorite?
Everyone leaves fingerprints on everything all the time.
Yeah,
it's
here's-
not unique to guitars.
Okay, here's one that doesn't make sense unless you're AI, right? But like you read this joke and you go, that is an exercise in loose association that an AI would write. Here's the joke. What's a guitarist's favorite mode of transport?
I don't know.
A scale model.
Dang it! You know what I was going to say is a slide. That would have been good.
That would
See,
have been
that's the right.
All right, new
That's
segment.
the right-
John versus Tone Bot.
John fixes
John.
AI jokes.
Oh my god.
segment.
A slide. That would have been perfect.
It would have been perfect.
That's
So
the best one I've
good.
heard in months. Wow.
That bad, huh?
You see that weird? You see the weird like a scale model. You see what it has? Okay, here's another one.
No,
that, like,
that doesn't make any
It's
sense.
not even a yeah.
Scale models don't go anywhere.
They're not modes of transport.
They're not modes of trans. It's not even a mode of transport.
Why don't guitarists ever win trivia games?
I don't know.
They get stuck on the bridge. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
All right, make
So
it
you
make
get-
sense. Make it like
Here's another one.
You
Okay,
make it make
I gotta
sense,
give you
John.
one more, John.
Hold on. I was gonna say like, why don't they learn trivia games? Like they only know the first 12 letters of the alphabet or
Right,
something like
right.
that.
That would be
Right?
funny. Okay, here's another one that doesn't make sense. We don't know.
like chords. It's good, right?
The-
Okay, here we go. Why do guitarists never work in IT?
verifiably false.
They don't like troubleshooting.
It's not a joke.
It doesn't make
not a
sense.
joke.
It's not a joke.
Okay, but then it hits you with one of these. What do you call a guitarist who's not showing off?
A bass player.
Unconscious.
Okay.
See, all of a sudden it works. So it's
You
like,
still didn't laugh. Though. You
It's
just
like-
said okay. You just agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my gosh.
Actually,
okay.
it would be better if that would be better as a lead singer joke. What do you call a
Yes.
lead singer that's not showing off?
Oh.
It would.
Oh.
It totally would. You're right.
Okay.
okay,
I
here's
think
a
Jack-
good one that I think is good. I thought this was good. These guys didn't like it. What's the difference between a bassist and a trampoline?
I don't know.
You take your shoes off before jumping on a trampoline.
Oh, you did get a laugh.
It's so stupid. right?
sad.
It's just such a silly.
I just feel
You
bad
know.
for all the bass players.
I know.
There were a lot of bass player centric ones in episode.
Remember the ones where the
55.
punchlines were about killing them, like them actually dying? We were just
gosh.
like, dang, this is dark.
Yeah. The best one was the trajectory for the
Oh yeah, the ovation.
ovation.
That was actually the funniest one.
That was the funniest
Yeah.
one. What was it? It was what is the
perfect pitch.
What is the perfect pitch? It was like the
the trajectory as you throw an ovation into a trash can.
into a trash.
Yes, that was perfect pitch.
That's
To not hit the sides of
That's
the
the
dumpster.
perfect
Not-
pitch.
That's
Yeah, that's really
amazing.
good. Smart.
Oh,
Because ovations are bad, universally bad.
Right. And then we all went like this, like it just slides out from under you.
Here's another great one that I thought was funny last time. What's a bassist's favorite drink?
I don't know.
Root beer.
Okay,
That one's pretty
See?
good.
It's not.
okay.
It's not.
Well,
that's all right.
it's not laugh out loud funny, but it's just
No.
like
Yeah.
It's not.
at
Okay,
least it
so
makes sense.
should we go for some new jokes here?
Exactly.
Ooh, let's get some.
All right,
new
let's
ones.
officially start the joke of the week. Now that we've criticized last week's joke of the week.
Hold on, Addison. Why do you have so many different drinks there?
Because I'm a bevy boy.
Okay,
A bevy boy.
That's going to be my next Instagram.
Lemon water?
Lemon water. Yeah, yeah,
I like that.
yeah. I drink a whole lemon in about this size glass every day.
Wow.
I mean, you
Just
squeeze.
the juice? Do you?
No, water, ice. you
No,
know.
but like just the juice of one lemon, or do
Yeah.
you juice it?
No, I should juice it, but just the juice of. Yeah.
You getting that alkaline right?
Yeah, bro.
All right.
I'm getting
Wow.
getting my chemicals all
Watch
balanced.
your.
My wife
My
bought
pH.
alkaline water.
Oh, yeah?
From Costco.
Yeah.
And it tasted weird.
It's,
Well,
it's a
Like the way
thing.
it tastes.
If you want to make that at home, you just put a battery in your water.
I don't think that's how
Overnight.
that works, John.
I'm sure that's safe.
Did Tonebot write that one?
Yes, it's right here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
what do
Tonebot's
you
lost
call a drummer without a band? Here we go. What do you call a drummer without a band?
On time.
Homeless.
Okay.
Why did the drummer stare at the orange juice? Orange juice. I don't know why I said kind of weird. Why did the drummer stare at the orange juice?
I don't know why.
Because it said concentrate.
That's good.
They are dumb.
That's not a new one.
That's good.
It's not?
No, that's like a fourth grade. That's like one I used to say in fourth grade. Like, you're so dumb. You stared at the orange juice because it told you to concentrate.
What do you call a drummer with half a brain?
Oh, something about being a normal.
A
drummer.
genius?
Gifted. Yeah, there we go.
Gosh.
How do you make a drummer's car more fuel efficient?
This is so bad about drummers.
I'm in the drummer section of the response.
Apparently.
Specifically.
How do you
Wait, what is it?
How do you make a drummer's car more fuel efficient?
Throw the drummer out of it?
I don't know.
You take the pizza delivery sign off the roof.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a drummer and a
Hold on,
vacuum?
that wouldn't even make it more fuel efficient.
Well, it's got
Well,
drag.
more aerodynamic. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
got
Come
drag
on, you
up
know.
there.
I was gonna say.
What do you want him to throw his zins out the window?
No, I had
Well, now you're really talking.
Now you're really gonna
yeah.
He's gonna drive slower. Okay, what's the difference between a drummer and a vacuum cleaner?
Oh, I think we've said this one before.
A vacuum.
Something about sucking.
Suck, yeah.
You got to plug in the vacuum cleaner before it sucks. Why did the drummer? Why did the drummer get arrested?
I do not know.
They were struck with a case of temporary insanity.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, AI. Why do drummers
Hold
make?
on. Can we appreciate that Chat GPT came up with temporary? Like that's actually
worth pausing
insane.
for, yeah.
Like it
That's
just
good.
read everything that humans have ever created and then came up with temporary.
Here's an easy one.
actually
Here's an easy one.
crazy.
What's a drummer's favorite vegetable?
A beat.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Oh, wow.
That's one for the Addison ticker. You know,
Just
you got
one.
You got one.
Just one.
Got one.
What's your drummer's favorite crime?
He's already laughing. He likes it.
I don't know what.
Grand Theft Auto Rhythm. It's so stupid.
No, you can't just put rhythm on everything. And
I take back what I said about ChatGPT.
No.
It's just it happened to get temporary right. It could have easily
we're
got one of
scraping
them
here at the
right.
bottom.
Yeah.
This is
What do you call a
Gosh,
drummer
there's
who?
more. There's more.
Well, there's hundreds, John.
There's
It's infinite.
endless.
What do you call a drummer who's a multitasker?
A good drummer?
A myth.
That's a good
an honest laugh from Jon2.
I'm laughing because you're laughing.
Right? Yeah,
I like
guffaw.
that one. That's a good one.
I mean, that's about all we got. That's all the good ones. Believe it or not, that was all the good ones.
That's all the good ones.
I'll tell you the worst one from last week.
Those
I thought.
weren't. Most of those weren't good.
Well, the
Should've heard the other
worst one.
ones.
The worst one from last week was, I think, this. Why did the bassist break up with their partner?
Why?
Because he had low expectations.
I see what it did there.
You see, that's the type of associative stuff that it's like, it goes. All signs point to this should be humorous. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the
Like if it could measure humor in some sort of a because
Like an
it's,
equation.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it has an element of association, unexpectivity. You know what I mean? Like it's like this should be funny, and then it's not.
right.
You know?
Yeah. I'm overanalyzing like what ChatGPT is doing here, but it's word association, right? So like being low,
Yes.
it's like associated with bass.
Yes.
And then the phrase "low expectations" is a phrase.
Yes.
But it's not funny.
Auto rhythm.
Right.
Grand Theft Auto.
Auto rhythm, what? Like autorhythmia?
Yeah, what
like,
is
that's
what
not
is
a funny thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
What were they even like the target of that?
I don't know.
Auto rhythm.
Isn't that like a heart condition? Like
Could be.
arrhythmia? Autorhythmia?
Yeah,
Isn't
right,
that what that
right.
is?
Could be. Well, welcome to medical friends.
Man.
Saying.
Womp womp.
One time we should like hire a comedian to write jokes for us.
Yes,
Well, that'd be
I
good.
think what's really holding us back is the need to stay associated with guitar. It's hard. We've gone through so many, and these are one-liner jokes.
Well, we're not even associated with guitar anymore.
Well, we've brought in
None of those were about guitar players.
Pretty soon we'll do one about sound men. I mean, that's the next episode is going to be all about sound men, roadies. We could just get to more general.
I'm looking forward to a bunch of gaff tape jokes.
Yeah, I think later I'm going to ask it like for Abraham Lincoln jokes and see how good that can get. Because I think it would make sense to go into the political realm, but I don't want to do anything too contemporary.
We've never done anything.
Yeah, that's going back.
So I feel like Lincoln.
No one could have ever accused us.
No
of-
newer than Lincoln.
No newer than Lincoln.
I think we could make fun of Nixon. We could go no newer than Nixon. Let's have that.
I always did think if I was ever a famous like folk songwriter, I would change my name to John Wilkes.
Wow.
So that way, every night I could say, merch is available at the John Wilkes booth in the back. But you see?
Yeah. Oh no, we got it.
Yeah.
That officially ends joke of the week.
Yeah. That was the final
Silence
one.
and a lack of comfort.
Maybe that's the end of joke of the week. Addison, you got this great guitar. We got some new guitars in the house. We were talking about one last week. But can I ask you a question? You own this guitar?
I do.
Can we all just try this guitar out and give our thoughts? We've never done that, and I think it would be a cool thing. 4 people sit down, try this guitar, give your thoughts, what you think of it, your thing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Great.
Why not?
Before I forget,
So-
is that Greco new? The one
You have a good eye.
but left of the Yamaha?
He has a good eye.
That's a good looking guitar.
It's a good looking guitar. May have picked that up at the Starbucks on Carruthers.
Wait, that one's new.
Man
Next to
alive.
Marketplace. You want to play? You want to grab that?
I Les Paul.
well, I don't mind
Should
if
we
I
grab,
do.
go grab that? Go grab
Well,
that.
golly.
So we got 2 new guitars. Now listen, I haven't really played it. I haven't set it up or anything. So this is right off of the Starbucks parking lot from a guy named, don't remember, Daniel.
Was
maybe.
it Facebook Marketplace, you said?
Facebook Marketplace.
That's a good
I
find.
saw he lived over here. Now, is it heavy?
It's microphone here. It's about what a Les Paul should weigh.
Dang.
But
Yeah.
I would say it's not too
It's a good
heavy,
looker.
no.
It's
It
a good
is.
looker,
It's
right?
a beautiful
It's
instrument.
got a very like Jimmy Page vibe going.
The neck is a little.
that right?
It's a little skinny. It's a little thin.
Okay, let's do this one first,
Oh,
and then
okay.
we'll come back
All
to yours
right.
because
Okay.
we've already played Addison's.
Yep.
We haven't played this one.
Man,
I want you to plug. Can you plug this in, tune it up, and
That
then
is
just
a good
give us
eye.
your reaction?
Like noticing that was
Yeah,
new?
because look, there's 24 guitars I can see right over there, and you just picked out the one. You tune that up. You take your time. I'm going to tell another guitar joke of the week. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh, more. I was hoping to be more.
Oh gosh. Anyway,
Just to catch people up, this was the guitar last episode.
yes, that was the guitar last
and John
episode.
played it for 20 seconds and
you
handed
weren't
it back.
into
He
it.
hated
Not
it.
even
into it.
20.
What didn't you like about that guitar? Because I thought it was nice.
We all liked it last
It's
episode.
got a vibe, man. It's got a thick neck, a light body. That's what actually makes it real interesting. It's like,
Defend yourself.
yeah.
I don't like the neck. The neck was the first thing I was like, nope, don't like that.
It's
and then
chunky.
It's definitely
big.
different.
I played 3 chords on it. and
That
then
neck
was
is like the first time you get into a Tesla and you realize the accelerator also brakes. And you got to go like, do I like this? I don't know. I'm so uncomfortable. I can't make up my mind. Will you get used to it? Yes.
I don't want to get used to that.
Fair enough. It's a Chevy Bolt for you.
Yeah, there you go. No more.
Okay, Addison is plugged in. Les Paul, it weighs what a Les Paul should weigh.
Oh.
Please.
It does. I'm gonna guess 9.5.
Oh, so it's heavy.
9. It is heavy, yes. Yes.
It's a man's guitar.
It is.
It's a man's guitar.
It's got
I swear this was in tune. Hold on.
It's got that.
Talk amongst
See,
yourselves.
It's just like a Les
It's
Paul.
exactly
It
like a
needs a
Les Paul.
setup.
Now
Yeah.
you know. It does need a setup. It was very cold when I got it. I think it had been in the guy's car, and then it's just been sitting in here, and I played it for only a few minutes, because I was working on impulse responses and stuff.
Did you plug it in or just like play it unplugged?
I did plug it in for a little bit. And
I know
so
a guy that
I
sets
have
up
some
guitars
thoughts.
if you need one. If you need it set up.
Never heard of him.
I was never given
All
a
right,
reason.
take-
Addison's going
take
to
two.
gonna play in.
Golly.
Do you know how to operate that tuner? Is that what?
I don't think it's that.
getting worse.
So you turn it this way when it goes up, and then that way goes down.
Oh, you're like, what? Yeah.
Or it's just, set up badly.
They copied Gibson too hard.
Yeah, and here's the thing: these tuners are Greco brand, not Grover brand. So when you'll have to like feel them, but they're loose.
Yeah.
They need some, Listen, if I could play in tune better, maybe I like it, but I like how it looks more than how it plays.
I did play Star for like 15 minutes, and I didn't have this much trouble with it.
No, it's user error. I get it.
Could be.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, let me see.
I'm
this.
here for
Let me
it.
see this thing.
I dig it. I like the way it sounds.
It sounds excellent. What say you?
I'll give my score 6.5 out of 10.
Oh, wait. This is heavy.
It's heavy.
What
I'm not
was your
saying
number?
I'm not saying things couldn't improve. I just in its current state, it's
Right.
In its current state, I agree. It sounds really good. The bridge pickup's dope.
You obviously did not put strings on this. You would never allow this.
I don't know who.
Why would you do that? They also are wrapped around like half a wrap.
I don't.
Oh boy, that's
I don't
not
know.
helping
We got
anyone.
issues.
I'm gonna go visually 10 out of 10.
Oh, you like this a lot.
I love how it looks. That's why I was like, what is that? I
we
haven't
got a
seen
year
that
on this
before.
guy. This is 80s.
My goodness.
I don't. I can let me look and see if it was in the listing.
Are we saying cost? Can we go cost?
How,
1,500.
let's go. You play, and then I want you guys to guess how much it costs.
That's actually a fun game. Play a guitar, and then what would I pay for this?
Yes.
chunky.
The neck is too chunky. Yeah, it's not even my favorite Les Paul in the room. I mean,
You can give him the lead too.
I always feel like I'm giving
Do I
some
get
the
to play it
joint.
plug in?
Want to hit on that?
Yeah. Tune it up too for a minute, and we'll talk about. What do you think, Sooze?
Yeah, fighting it. Not feeling comfortable on it.
Yeah.
The strings are not. They're not strings I'm used to.
Yeah, I don't know. What's
I wouldn't call them flat wounds, but like almost headed that direction of like how it felt weird.
Are they just so old? that-
Yeah,
They could just be
they
so
might just be really
stumpy, I don't
old.
know.
But I there's not.
And would explain our tuning situation too if they're super super old. They're just not staying in tune.
Yeah,
Like,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
And
yes,
sometimes when you run into like weird tuning issues, it can just be those strings are just old.
give it a fresh
They're
set.
just
yeah. Unhappy face.
It's
I
a
like
lot-
the
hold-
bridge. I like the bridge. Play. Can you hit that ODR one? Okay, John, here is it clean. Do you think have any difference clean?
The neck is weird. It's thin and flat.
The neck, yeah. I thought you were talking about the neck pickup. I was like, it's not thin.
Am I the only one that thinks, "Dang, that sounds like a great
No, it
Les
sounds
Paul"?
good.
It does. It has like a really nice. Like there was enough high end. It had just It's just what I think a Les Paul sound. It wasn't overly woofy or anything.
I think
On the bridge.
I think
Even
a
on the
new-
neck, I thought. I mean,
Really?
that's what I would expect. It's a thick sound.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it probably has more to do with our overdrive choice.
But I turned it.
It's probably both, but it
then
sounded
the-
way better clean, but Nobles have inherent
Oh, I see.
extra low,
Low
end.
end and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
I think it sounds good. I think it feels okay.
Mm-hmm.
The neck is thin.
the neck is thin.
Okay, what would you guess I paid for that? Oh, I love this game.
I'm at 15.
I should buy a guitar every episode so we can guess this.
Yes.
15? What would you guess?
I have no idea how much Greco's cost or should cost or did cost or whatever.
Well, they go up and down. You know what I mean? I have a Greco over there that
It
was,
still doesn't help.
or I have a Tokai that over there that was very expensive.
gonna
When
go-
I say very, I don't mean Gibson expensive.
I would say if you paid over $2,000 for this, I would be kind of shocked.
What would you say?
I'm going to say $900. I'm going to go on the low end. And
Oh, wow.
That's a good looking guitar. I'm obsessed
Why
with
would
how
you
it
guess
looks.
that?
Because
I think he knows something.
no, I don't know anything. This is the best
I did
70s looking Gibson I've seen.
I did tell you that I bought it in a Starbucks parking lot
Yeah.
on Marketplace, so that
got a
may
good-
be a
you got
hint
a
that I
better
didn't
deal.
spend. There is some limit. I probably wouldn't buy a $3,000 or $4,000 guitar that way.
yeah.
You know, but I paid $1,000,
oh, dog.
Interesting.
and
That's a
I
good deal.
Yeah, it's a 79, and it's actually I believe this is the low end model that they made in those years. So, you know, they made different Les Pauls of different kinds and stuff. But, you know, a good reference would be like my Tokai is like the top end of the Tokai model thing. This is a different factory. But this is like the low end. And you can kind of tell that because, see, the top is two pieces. And there's really no figuring. You see the seam in the middle. And then really it's not, those would not be two pieces of wood that anyone would be like, yeah, that's a great top. You know? And so, yeah.
It sounds excellent unplugged. Like
And-
just like big old chords
And
like-
by the way, I mean, this
with
is
old strings. That's great.
Yeah, I think some strings and a setup, maybe some new tuners or something.
different
And
pickups, new wiring, maybe like another
no, I
headstock.
was actually going to say
But
these
the body
have
was different.
these have the U2000 pickups, which were made by Maxon, who made the pedals, and they made these pickups, and these are actually kind of desirable pickups. For a late 70s Les Paul also,
Yeah.
it's not crazy heavy.
No,
it's
no.
definitely, that's what they were,
Yeah,
You
they're
know,
heavy guitars. Yeah.
yeah, in the 70s especially. So I it was one of those things where I thought, I am listing more stuff on Tone Junkie Vintage now at a great deal. You get an everything pack, and right now there's a sale. Shameless plug. And it was one of those things where I talked the guy down a little bit, and I thought I can sell this for $1,000 if I don't like it.
Totally.
And so I think I'm
no
not
loss.
decided that I'm going to sell it. I actually think the pickups. I agree with you. The ODR1 might not be the overdrive that I would choose with this. But those pickups are actually what a lot of people like those. And I think this guitar sounds pretty good. Yeah, a little loose on the tuner
I
there.
think we can forgive Addison for the tuning on this.
Thank goodness.
This
not
the
your
G string.
fault.
This is loose.
I think that thing needs some new
knob is
some new
loose.
Grover tuners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We throw some new Grovers
I
on
think
there.
if you took these apart and cleaned them
They
and
might be
tightened them
great,
back
yeah.
up, they would probably be fine.
That's true.
They would win.
But it's in pretty good shape. You know?
Well done.
I would say that's a big. That's
That's
a
good stuff.
great buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how good we can get it.
Yeah.
Now, Sooze,
Hey.
this wouldn't be the first time a Les Paul may grow on you.
That's true. The Tokai did. It took a while.
Yeah, it took a while.
Yeah.
It took a while. We should do a side-by-side, back-to-back. Anyway, $1,000. I thought it was a good buy. I give it 6.5 out of 10, which is a harsh score, but I think I can get that up to like an 8 out of 10. Like, I think it's a cool guitar.
A 10, right.
A 10 being the best guitar in here.
Like a Les Paul 10 or like a 10.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
Like within a category, how does it score within that versus against like Strats and Tellys?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel, you know how I feel about these old Japanese guitars. It's like they're not making more of them. I think they're great value. I'm not worried about that thing being worth less than $1,000 in the future.
No.
No,
way.
I think if you're getting into buying more guitars, then this is like, because 70s Les Pauls are not cheap. Right?
Right.
70s anything, yeah. Yeah, they're very expensive. And so these, aren't as expensive, but still the quality is great.
And I didn't have to pay tax. I didn't have to ship it in.
Yeah.
You know?
Local is awesome.
Yeah,
Local's
local
awesome.
is great.
I have to say about Japanese guitars, and both of those have it. So, Japanese guitars have a feel to me. Do they? To you guys? Every single one I've ever played. It's a finish thing. It might even be a wood thing, but they feel different. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying,
Well,
like, this makes sense.
a lot of these are, what's it called? Brazilian boards.
Are they really?
Yeah, a ton of old Japanese guitars are Brazilian boards because it wasn't rare yet.
Yeah.
It was just where you got wood. And so if I don't know how the supply chain worked. They weren't always, but a lot of the models I know Tokais were Brazilian boards because
That's cool.
it was just rosewood. Like it wasn't Brazilian rosewood. It was
Right.
just where you got rosewood.
Special.
Right.
I think I'm talking more just like a general feel.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
even
you
that,
feel like you-
Yeah, it feels different to me.
I
but-
don't know what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, those two are from the same factory for sure. That other Greco also. I have a couple other things that are
You're
not.
saying this guitar and that guitar from the same factory?
No, the double neck next to you.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't believe. Who makes Japanese Fenders these days?
I'm not sure what they're made. I don't know.
It could be.
I thought Fender Japan was like a thing.
It is, but I think somebody else makes them. I don't know.
really?
They might own the production there. Do they? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I know there are historically factories that make like food. What's the famous one?
Fuji Gengaki and
yeah,
the Matsumoku factory.
yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
play this Nash.
It's Nash time.
Okay, it's Nash time. Tell us about this Nash.
time. I got this. It came to me.
Immediate points for the, what do you call these?
Rubber grommets.
For the rubber grommets that go
Yeah.
on bottles.
Are they Grolsch?
They are.
Oh, yeah.
I bought
The
a
beard.
25 pack. Yeah,
Wait, is this a Japanese reissue, NOS Grolsch?
it is. Yeah. How did you know?
Is it like when you buy a new guitar, you just have to get like really drunk? It's like, well, I gotta get all these beers.
Do you know, I bought like 4 of those one time on Reverb for I think $6.99, like shipped to me. And then I Googled like the Grolsch and the things, and I found an entire like box of them for like $11.99.
Yeah.
And it was like, 100 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I always just force myself to down that many beers.
I didn't. But you can't
Take
can
one
you
for
even-
the team. They call
Can
that.
you still buy beer in like a bottle like that?
I bet you could.
At like the jug shops or something? Do they sell? Is there stuff that comes like that?
The jug shops.
You know, down by the old jug shop down there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, tell us about this guitar. You bought it or you're going to buy it?
I've played it enough. There's my chord. This is from... I bought it new. And I got it... somebody brought it to me at a conference I was playing. And it, out of the box, had the worst setup I've ever played on a guitar. The action was like unplayably high. And I was like, you got to be kidding. So thankfully I had my little toolkit with me. And I real quickly gave it a good setup. As good as it could get. It's gotten better since then. It's kind of settled in. But, I mean, what else you want to know? Okay. Ooh. Yeah, dog. Oh, that's a good combo on this one.
It's a good. I like that sound a lot. We were playing this earlier. I like the sound of these. I don't know much about these Lawler pickups. First things first. My first reaction, and a big downgrade for me.
Yeah.
It smells.
Oh yes.
The nitro smell is
Bro.
like, and I've had a couple of guitars like this. They never stop smelling. I don't know what it is.
Dang.
I don't know. No, I mean never. Like I've had some that they smelled for as long as I own them, but because they didn't stick around. But I've had this happen before, and I don't know if it's like because maybe the wood. I don't know if it's like maybe you shoot nitro when it's still wet, or I don't know. Like it doesn't absorb all the way, or what. I have no idea, but.
It was way worse when you opened the case. It was like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's that smell. I don't know what causes that or why some guitars lose it so fast. But
I have...
Sooze, tell us what you think of that. Playability-wise, I will give it... It's not my favorite playing guitar when I first picked it up, but then it kind of grows on you.
It does.
But it reminds me a bit of... I don't know.
Yeah?
Not an import, a little
insightful.
partsy.
Right?
Little partsy.
Yeah.
Very insightful.
I mean, yeah, heck yeah, dude.
Heck yeah.
All day long, this guitar.
You're into it.
It's so good. I like Nashes. I think they're cool.
Yeah.
They remind me of old vintage stuff. Like I like how they feel. I don't know. They're cool.
There is a feel. That's what I'm trying to get. Like, what do you describe that feel as? And Nashes have it.
They're
It's
very
not,
raw to
raw.
me.
Is-
It's
yeah,
not
that's-
refined at all. It doesn't really give a shit. It's
That-
like it's not a shirt. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm
It's
fancy
not like a
and cool.
custom shop Fender.
No,
That's what I
it's-
mean by like partsy. It feels like I
Yeah.
feel like I'm playing wood when I play
Yeah,
guitars like that.
Mine's like that. I had a Strat that was like that. They're very consistent to me. They all
Yeah.
feel like that.
Do you think
You know?
my white Telly has that feel or no?
Yeah,
I do, yeah.
it's not trying to be nice and cool. It's
yeah.
like let's go. Like it's like it feels like a club to me. Like we're playing a club show. Like that's what it feels like.
That's my biggest gripe about it, is how it feels. It's nothing to do with how it sounds. I obviously picked out how it looks, and I love that combo stuff.
Yeah.
Even like the fretwork is honestly fantastic. I think it's
very light.
great. Yep.
It is light. Yeah.
Yep. I had to put a shim in it, which was really frustrating to me, and it still needs. What I think I need to do is take it to a luthier and have them work on the neck pocket, because the pickups are decked. They're still as far down as they can go. And then I'd love to have them round off the edges of the frets a little bit. They were sharper when I got it, which to me makes it feel even a little more partsy. It's not like It's like rough around the edges. And I have a Nash bass that I got same time, and it's the worst finish you've ever seen on a bass or on a guitar in general. But the neck doesn't feel like that. It feels better to me. It doesn't feel as partsy. But there's some other parts about it that feel partsy. So I don't know.
I want to try the other pickups. I mean, the bridge alone is like.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take this thing. You got like a clean.
Turn on that super tube, maybe. There you go. That sounds great.
Really nice,
I mean, that's really a nice sound. I like that a lot.
It's great with gain too. Specific gain pedals are.
Yeah.
It's still super clear.
Now, do we know anything about those Lawlers? Are they
Those
made
are the
with
ones I've got in mine. They're Regals, Lawler Regals.
Oh, they just look like that. They're just that style or whatever.
His wide range humbuckers.
Oh, okay. But are they made of the
Kubanaifi?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I really don't know either.
Yeah.
But that style of pickup is one of my favorites.
Same.
I put it in my Jazzmaster. That same pickup.
Did you really? Oh, that's cool.
Novaks.
Yeah, I like this guitar.
It does have like a. See, I don't believe myself when I say this. I want to be like, it has kind of a woody tone, but I think as we're just saying it, but It has a really nice sound. It's probably the pickups. You know, they have a very like wide. You know, it's got like a big sound.
There's a lot of information there. For sure.
It almost reminds me in a really nice way of like when you get a really idealistic tone of like a 335. There's something clean and bright. You get like the depth of the humbucker, but you get enough like high end. And this sounds like kind of rich in that way.
A good balance between the pickups too. It does a twangier thing than most wide range does.
Yep.
Wide range pickups do.
That sounds great.
You wanted us to like poop all over that guitar.
I really did, and now you're making me think.
Okay,
like,
don't sell it, keep it.
It sounds great. I will say this.
Yeah.
You do seem.
You don't like the way this smells?
no.
Gosh, I freaking love the way this.
It's like a guitar.
Yeah, it smells great.
You do. I mean, you've had to do. It kind of sucks sometimes when you get a guitar and you have to keep doing stuff to it.
Yes.
And because I think it like I don't know, maybe it does something to your brain where you keep picking it apart.
But also, can I say something?
Of course.
Like, maybe there's some things that you could do to it, but like maybe stop and just play it for a while.
That's good. Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Like the frets feel fine.
Yeah.
How long have you had it?
The pickups.
July.
Oh.
It is a bit. They are a bit close.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild that that's as far down as this pickup will go.
Yep.
Actually.
I might be wrong. There might be a little bit more room.
But that's also why it's so twangy too.
Yeah. They're set to a good height.
Yeah.
Well, guys, you're
sorry.
I was hoping you'd make this decision easy, and ultimately only I could decide. But
you can sell it to Sooze.
He'll buy it from me.
I need two.
Yes, you do.
I need two Nash Tellys.
You said you have a buddy that would maybe buy.
Yeah,
one,
I got a guy looking. So
I thought the Les Paul sounded like a Les Paul, but that is just a great sounding guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that sounded really, really great.
I don't have anything that sounds like that. It's like very different than all my other guitars. So for that reason, I think. I also think to your point of, or maybe you said the raw wood thing, but it's like, can you oil the back of the neck with anything? I mean, you'd know.
And any exposed wood, yeah, we'll take in oil for sure.
It's got to be something specific, but that might help too. Just It's a couple little things,
You
but
don't
I mean, look, you're not
That's
gonna
like this is like the typical Nash,
it is.
like unfinished neck. You don't like that?
It's like dry to me. Like my other Telly that I should have brought as well, which I will next time. But it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel dry. That feels dry.
You can get like a tongue oil
Okay,
that you can put on here.
that's cool.
Yeah. And it'll. But this, I don't know. This doesn't feel. I know what you're saying though.
Yeah, it's gotten better since I've had it. Things have settled in. It stays in tune really well.
Just play it.
Yeah,
I think you
just
should
hang
play
on
it
to
a lot.
All right,
Yeah.
that's good.
Make
That's
it your
good.
number one for like a few months.
Yeah,
And
okay.
then I think when you pick up another guitar, you'll be like wishing that you had this one.
I think you should really like make it so you love it. Put a float rose.
Definitely.
Just like pull out some.
Upgrade.
That's what you need.
Dang, spend more
this.
money on it. I'm here for it.
Where are you?
It smell. You know what it smells like? It smells like an antique shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It does.
That's like in a good way though.
I mean, it's a cool guitar. It could use a trim.
What guitar couldn't use a trim?
That one. The
Oh,
one
that's
Sooze is
fair.
holding.
No
Okay.
trim on this guy.
No. Not for the telly.
You're
That's
calling
not
this a telly?
Don't call that a telly. That's
an abomination.
Guys,
that's
I could make
offensive
the
to
case.
all-
I
that's
could make the
offensive to
case.
all
This is
tellies.
more a telly than that's a telly.
No.
No,
I don't know. Yeah.
it's not it.
Okay, let me try. Okay,
Challenge accepted.
what do we have on both sides of the equal sign? A wide range humbucker in the neck. Cancels each other out. Let's not even talk about it. What do we have in the bridge? Well, this one has a telly ashtray bridge, a telly bridge. That one has a wide range humbucker and not a telly bridge. Advantage so far to the telly. Now the Nash, it's not even made by Fender. Fender makes the telly. That one's made by Fender.
Oh, I don't like that one. That's a cop out.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Strap body,
talk about
strap
the
jack,
Yeah, let's
strap
talk-
thing,
Let's talk
strap
about the
selector,
shape.
strap headstock.
Right. Right. Strat controls.
This is a Strat.
It's a Stratocaster posing as a Telecaster.
What's funny is I think of that as a modified telly. It's interesting. You guys
Wow.
see a Strat. There's not even a.
I view it as a modified Strat.
When the Strat came out, one of the biggest selling points was synchronized bridge, tremolo bridge. That doesn't even have a synchronized tremolo.
What does
bridge.
that even mean? Synchronized.
I think it meant that all the things would move together. That when you
What things?
when you adjust the bridge,
The strings.
when you adjust the bridge, the saddles, the whole thing would move together, leaving the relationship intact, synchronized, as opposed to it like a synchronized bridge, like it all moves together, as opposed to I guess maybe a Bixby which just pulls it over the bridge itself. You know, I think the thing about Strat was the bridge was moving.
I see.
Not Leo's best market. He did
Right.
other things a lot better than
Right.
calling that the synchronized bridge. But
Synchronized bridge. Dang.
Like a tremolo instead of a vibrato.
yeah. Womp womp.
I know it is pretty funny that we use the same word for two different things. Somehow we don't really get confused by it.
Oh, we still do that, John. Should I go into some examples?
Other than tremolo?
I'd like to hear him.
Yeah, what are they?
Well,
This is why people come to this podcast.
I've committed to going less political on the podcast, so I'm not going to
Oh,
get
they're not
into.
guitar
Oh, we're
related.
not. Oh, I'm talking guitar
Just
related.
guitar.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
there's
thought you-
all kinds of wacky shit.
Exactly,
that we're doing
John. I thought you
outside
needed.
of guitar.
Yeah,
I
when you go
thought
out
you
there,
Yeah,
it
we're
gets
not talking
wild
about
out
out there. Come on.
no.
I thought we needed some. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. Just testing.
Hey, are we done with the? I don't want to move on,
Well, I do just want to ask this. Do we know what you paid for this?
I got it.
Wait,
for,
no. And should we guess?
Oh,
Should we guess?
Yes. Okay.
You
good,
bought it brand new from Nash.
Good luck. I have.
but oh, he had a deal.
Oh, he had a deal.
I don't know if I can say that or
Okay,
whatever.
okay,
gosh.
Whatever.
Okay, Mr. Influencer over
Yeah.
here. Mr.
We've said that
Celebrity.
before about Addison.
It actually has nothing to do with that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
What's it like to be the most famous person on this podcast right now?
Go into details.
Because I just want to say something. I'm not trying to give you shit. It's not even close. If you just took
Really
the amount
true.
of
I don't believe that.
Okay,
no,
listen.
it's true.
If you said, how many people on this world know more of someone's opinions, I win, right? right? Obviously,
Yeah,
people there's maybe a depth that
Sure.
that consumers of my content may have gotten to that they probably aren't getting to,
Yeah.
having watched all of your pieces of media. But if we go to NAMM and we randomly ask people who's this and who's this,
Except
right?
that wasn't the case last year at NAMM,
Oh,
was
I
it?
think everyone who recognizes me comes up and says hi to me. I think 10% of the people who recognize you come up say hi to you.
That's right.
I think
That's
that's
right.
I think that's the truth.
I never thought
You
about
know?
that.
Yeah.
I don't think. Now, yeah. I think everybody knows you.
Everybody?
Well, there's so much viewership on that channel.
Yeah.
And especially for the, I mean, I don't think we've ever done one of these where you're here that we don't get questions about that.
Yeah.
So I just wonder, is there, like, look at it this way. Is there anyone who watches JHS who's heard of Tone Junkie? Sure. Is there anyone who watches Tone Junkie who wouldn't recognize you from JHS?
No.
I think zero. Close to my mom.
Right.
My mom and your mom.
Yeah.
And your mom.
Right.
That's
If
it.
my dad
Our own
happens to be
mothers.
watching,
Right.
maybe
That's
not,
it.
but-
That's it. You know?
My mom knows me from JHS.
Yeah. There you go.
Right.
Even my mother.
That's funny.
So yeah, what's it like?
It's certainly not a motivator, and it's very weird. We live in a weird world. We were talking about that a little bit earlier.
We really were.
Yeah, man, this is full circle. Just conversation about values and what matters, and it's like it is cool. I will say this: I don't get. I genuinely mean this. I don't get some sort of like ego boost, but I do love when people come say, "Hey, we were at the Copeland concert about a month ago, and some dude just like came up." And he was like, "Hey, like I know, and we talked for like 10 minutes. I got to know him a little bit. He messaged me on Instagram. We were talking about coffee, and it was like, oh man, it's like really cool to be able to connect with people and talk to people. So that part, I love it. Apart from that, I think honestly, I could take it or leave it. I don't know that it's a motivator for me.
That's so noble. I'm so famous, I don't even care about fame.
Yeah.
Is that how that comes across? Well, that's
I'm just kidding.
Nice try, Addison.
You've discovered my darkest
I'm
secret.
so rich and famous, but for me, it's really not about the riches or the fame.
Right.
Come over to my house.
I'm kidding. You're obviously
The great equalizer. That's funny.
You're obviously. I've been in a Nissan Altima.
Dang, my ex car.
How dare you? I would never drive that.
The joke was that I meant that you were living in a Nissan. Oh, okay. That was that you said, "Come over to my house," and I said, "I've already been in a Nissan Altima."
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
It was a little delayed. I thought about saying it, and then that wasn't gonna. And then,
It's actually RAV4, and it's pretty spacious.
Yeah, you can fit like a whole twin inflatable mattress on the back if you put the seats down.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah. So, Sooze, what were you gonna?
No, well, you have a pedal. I wanted to like hear it. We said we were gonna plug it in.
Oh yeah, it's a
You got, like,
compressor. Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
Grab
plug
that
it in.
too.
Look,
Yeah, we
got
gotta
a
hear
whole-
this thing.
We got a whole thing right there. All
People's-
right,
people went
while
pedal
Addison is
crazy.
gone, Conspiracy Corner. My favorite part of the show, Conspiracy Corner with HW.
Oh, look, Addison's back.
Oh, look, he's back.
Hey,
I just want to say before this episode of Conspiracy Corner, it's definitely aliens. They're coming out of the ocean. They know it. We got literally disclosures about the CIA disclosing in documents that there have been unidentified UAPs coming out of the ocean, every ocean, all around the world. All the governments have found them. They've observed these orbs coming out of the sea, and now all of a sudden we have these very visible drones, and people say they're disappearing into the sea. It's not Iran. It's not any of these things. It's definitely aliens. And,
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are we thinking like kaiju, or are we thinking like aliens?
pregnant pause.
All I'm saying is this. I don't know. I don't know.
He doesn't like my question.
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know anything.
Do you have a thought?
Somebody knows something.
Well, if it's kaiju,
Yeah.
that's a big problem.
Yeah. They might just be testing drones.
Addison's raising his hand because he's going to say, "What is a kaiju?"
Go ahead.
What is a kaiju?
Ever seen the movie Pacific Rim?
Actually, yes, I have.
That's a kaiju.
Only about a quarter of it.
Oh, well, the big monsters that come out of the ocean, that's
yes.
a kaiju.
Got it. We stopped it because it was so bad.
Wait, there's a monster? That's what you're describing?
A kaiju.
Yeah, kaiju.
And you're saying those are here in America?
That's what I'm asking him.
Possibly.
Well, some of them are in Mexico.
If there are aliens, in the ocean,
I thought you were talking about drones.
well, no.
Well, look,
Why are the drones
might be.
disappearing
there's
into the
all
ocean?
these drones over New Jersey. Okay, it's a very populated area of the country. It's one of the most populated states. There has been reportings of drones like this for over a year now, and it's only just now making the media headlines. There seems to now, because now it's basically every evening you can
Is
see them
this like
somewhere.
the time that China flew a balloon over the United States?
That's what it reminds me of.
Wow.
Yeah, except they say they're fossil fuel power, and
What?
Yes, they're not electric, and they're loud. And that makes me go, no, that's not, what is this?
Is this like Cloverfield about to happen, or
They're
what?
saying that they're size of cars.
Who's they?
Wait, why don't we know definitively?
yeah.
That's a great
Look,
question.
there's all sorts of
Who
videos. You can
is
see them.
they?
You can see them.
But we look up and we don't know where they came from, how big they are.
We don't know where
We
they're
think it's a
landing. There's
car
no
size.
footage of them landing. There's no like, oh, they're all landing right here. There's people. Some people are saying
How are they saying that they're fossil fuel powered?
because they're saying they're loud.
They're loud.
That which
It sounds like
exhaust.
an engine. It sounds like an engine. and
Exactly.
exhaust.
Exactly. Combustion.
The heck is going on?
I think it's kaiju.
The monster?
I think the monsters
Before all
are
this
here.
started, the CIA disclosed that there are numerous accounts spanning several world governments of orbs coming in and out of the ocean, every ocean. That's all I'm saying. And now all of a sudden they're everywhere around New Jersey. Is it a DARPA project? Probably.
Is that from Lost?
DARPA? It's
No, that's
from
the Dharma
our
Initiative.
world.
The Dharma Initiative.
Dharma Initiative.
You got to put in the numbers.
What is DARPA?
DARPA
Right?
is
The
a
hatch.
The hatch.
DARPA. Everyone,
God, the best television ever.
when it was
So
on. It was
good.
so
so
good.
Oh,
It was
so
good. It was
gosh.
amazing.
When they found the hatch in the end of the second season,
Bro.
The light.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Not Penny's boat.
not
on the
window.
On the window. Not Penny's boat. And then what I never understood, the others traveled in that weird way with their feet. And then we met the others and they lost that ability.
They don't do that.
And then where did the polar bear come from? We never found that
Never
out.
found
We
out
got
where the polar
swarms
bear
all
came
over the place.
John Locke, too, character shares a name with a famous author and economist.
Philosopher. Yeah.
And philosopher.
Con
economist.
artist? Is that what you-
Economist.
Oh, economist.
You know, John Locke is regarded as, kind of giving things like capitalism and private property and ownership, it's sort of like our moral understanding of it. Like examples like, why do you own an apple if you pick it from a forest? He didn't grow the apple. It's like, well, because there's applied labor to the apple. The apple wasn't yours, but you walked up to the apple and you picked the apple. And you weren't it wasn't, that's applied labor to the apple. You own the apple more than anyone else owns the apple because you've applied labor to the apple.
Sure.
Right? Now, if it was somebody else's apple tree and they planted it and tilled the land and you came up and picked the apple,
Now you're a thief.
well, they applied a lot more labor than you.
Now you're a thief.
So obviously they own the apple.
Right.
So, he gave us a lot of like the foundation of like kind of how we built a lot of these things. Anyway, John Locke. Always disappointed they didn't have more. They kind of gave him a famous name. I always read that into the character, and then I think it was just a name.
I think it was just a name.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Anyway, DARPA is they make weapons, secret stuff, and they have limitless money. And you should Google DARPA if you don't. Just go Google everything. All of the most advanced technologies in the world, DARPA.
All right. Wow. Real talk. Would I be surprised if the government is doing all kinds of weird stuff with our money that they would never tell us about? I would not be surprised at all. Do I think there's aliens in the ocean? No. But there could be. I don't think there is. I won't rule it out.
It was like an 80-20 split. 90-10.
That there's no aliens in the ocean? 90% there's probably not aliens? Yeah.
That's where we're at.
I'd say that.
There's a
exciting.
good reason that, let's say
I would be so excited.
It was. Oh, I'd be stoked.
I would actually be so excited.
I would
if
be
there was
yeah.
terrified.
Oh, it would be absolutely terrifying. But
Yeah.
it would. But it might be the reset that the world needs.
I think the toughest question is, though, why does the United States not shoot them down? Everyone's well aware they're there. And when unidentified things come into an airspace, you could scramble jets and take them out if you thought they were a military threat.
Yeah.
We now have seen them repeatedly. Yeah. They're not viewed as a threat, which makes me think they're either known for what they are.
Yeah.
So somebody... See, when the government tells you we don't know, the big question is who doesn't know? Because there's a lot of people who can honestly testify, I don't know. But that just means they're not in the circle of knowing.
Right.
And that could be huge amounts of people, right? It's like the Ukrainians biolab, but like the Ukrainian biolabs, right? No, we don't know anything about that. They don't exist. They don't exist. Until the Pentagon was like, yeah, by the way, there's 29 of them.
Right.
Right. And then it's like, okay, now, right, we've all acknowledged there's people and stuff. But before that, it was like, what are you talking about? We just dismantle weapons here. There's no bioactivity. Oh, wait a minute. There is bioactivity. Okay. So,
actually,
so things like that are like, they're fake. They're conspiracy theories until they're not. You know what I mean? So when you have like senators coming out going, we believe this is an Iranian mothership and it's like, are you saying there's a floating mass out there that drones are landing back on and refueling? And the Iranians have everyone ever been to Iran? They don't even have Chipotle. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can't win a world war without Chipotle. We proved that last World War. We won both of them.
The part that
one of them.
The part about it,
the big one.
The part about it that
Doesn't
really
matter.
gets me is the gas engine part.
Well, fossil fuel.
That's okay.
Fossil fuel. It might not be gasoline.
Okay.
It could also be some sort of gas. It could be some sort of.
They're running straight on oil. That's what fossil fuel is. The only fossil fuel is it's either diesel. Or gas.
Right? It could be like but a natural gas I think would be a fossil fuel, right? We would count it as fossil fuel if we tap natural gas in the.
I guess. Maybe.
John, they're not really fossils, right? We're all aware. Wait, we know that I'm sorry. Maybe this will be next week. Do we think that the dinosaurs all liquefied and created oil? Is that the theory we're all still going with? We're all still going with that? Okay. Okay. Right. That's what it is.
You said yes.
Right. Which was the explanation to say why we don't find dinosaur bones everywhere. We find very few fossils. Oh, they all liquefied and became oil. See, lots of oil around.
I like that.
Interesting.
Anyway. Well, I don't know.
Man,
I'm just
I missed
saying.
all that.
But we
You're
call
a
it fossil
deep
fuel.
That's why they're called fossil fuels.
That's what they're called fossil fuels. We say they come from
News
fossils,
to me,
but
Addison,
I
I
don't
did
even
not
know.
know that.
Honestly,
Oh my
I'm not even
gosh.
sure that that's even the prevailing theory anymore. I kind of think that's one of those things that's become like the Big Bang, where it's kind of at this point now like viewed as a bit outdated. They believe there was some cosmic event, but the idea of a single origin explosion is now been like theorized to be kind of problematic.
Well, it's problematic, but that's still the theory. The Big Bang is still the theory.
I think, though, what I've heard now is that the type of event isn't necessarily a single like location explosion, but rather some,
Really?
Yeah, we'll have to look this up.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Conspiracy.
Anyway, here we go.
corner.
Conspiracy corner. Okay. Anyway, this is all I'm saying. The United States government knows what they are, or we'd be shooting them down
Right.
because we know what they're not. Right. The Pentagon keeps coming out and saying what they're not. They're not a foreign government. Right. They're not a this. They're not a this.
Right.
We don't know what they are. We've heard the reports, and it's like, you guys,
Right.
listen. You either know that there's these things you can or cannot communicate with that exhibit, these sort of properties that you can't explain, or there's some experimental drones. There's a lot of reasons you would, by the way, put those over your own population. If you put an experimental thing over a hostile population and get shot down, well, now they're going to look at all your tech.
Right.
You don't want that.
Right.
But you put it over Jersey. You already took the guns away in Jersey. What are they going to do? You know what I mean?
Would you be willing to go to New Jersey to see one of these things in person?
Instead of NAMM, that's where you should go.
Field trip.
There's hundreds of hours of video of these, just
No,
so we
I'm-
know.
I'm-
You know how we didn't have UFO footage? There's now hours and hours, like hundreds of hours of footage of things, and it's because it's so common now that people are just going, there they are again, circling the area, and then they just kind of go back. And at first, people are saying you look at them and you think it's an airplane way high up, but then they're low. Okay, let me ruin conspiracy corner for a minute. Many of the drones actually have the FAA compliant lighting rigs on them, which is like the blue and the white and then the green, so that you can see which direction. Because
So
one of the
not
problems with things in
aliens.
the sky is you can't tell which direction it's going all the time because of the depth, and you don't have it. There's no frame of reference, so it's hard to tell if somebody's going away from you or to you or actually like floating or going this way, which is why planes are justified to have one color on one side, one color on the other, so you can tell if I'm looking at the back of the airplane or the front of the airplane. And there's like basically two light arrays that are okay. The fact that the aliens bothered to put the the fact that they went and read the FAA the fact that they went and read the FAA compliant thing, it kind of shows it's not a hostile military. It's not really military at all. So I think these are just some sort of like weird, experimental drones, but they're probably for our surveillance.
Have they asked Jeff Bezos? Because he probably knows what they are.
Last time I checked, he was on a cruise ship in Miami. So
I bet he knows what they are. I bet
Not
they're
sure.
just Amazon delivery packages.
not sure. Okay, we ruined Conspiracy Corner. Let's get back to the subjects at hand.
2-hour delivery. How are we going to make this happen?
Yeah. Gas-powered drones.
Well, did you hear that guy who's being charged? He shot down an Amazon drone because he thought it was coming to attack him.
That's great.
He was apparently outside on the street. He saw the drone flying away from him. Apparently, the drone had retrieved a package and was coming towards him. He thought it meant him harm, so he took the gun out of his pocket and shot it right out of the air.
I love that.
America.
And he's being charged for it?
Yes, for reckless use of a firearm. Because
I mean, he should be charged
now
for
the
that.
question is, was this thing really posing enough threat that you thought the drone was attacking you? But I guess
I mean,
not every day.
Sorry.
nah,
I agree.
Let's let the guy off.
Yeah, I agree.
That
I
is so dumb.
For
Until
discharging a weapon in the air.
if I look up and there's a vehicle hurtling towards me and I have a gun at my hip, I might shoot at it.
Yeah,
it was in the air, though, right? He shot up at it? Like,
I don't know how high it was. I'm not sure. It's delivering drones, so it's not like way high. I think it's maybe above where you could reach up and get it, but I don't think it's taller than the houses. So,
Wow.
I don't know.
As long as he followed all the gun safety rules, I think we're good.
Well, to your point, he's just charging a firearm into the air.
just
So
in
I
the
don't
middle
know
of,
if that's following gun
for
safety
any
rules.
other
Maybe it
reason,
is.
this is not a good idea, But I saw a drone, and now it's fine.
Well, he has the
Yeah.
right to defend himself.
It's true.
If he thought the drone was attacking
From a
him,
threat, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
I like it.
just let the guy go.
I like
he
it.
said that he thought the drone, because it went away from him and then stopped and then went back. He thought the drone had seen him and then was now
coming back
towards
for him.
But turns out the drone was just doing its deliveries. I don't know why it was moving the way it was moving.
The first sentence of his statement is probably like, "I've seen Terminator 2.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
what's
I'm not
what's
waiting
coming.
to see what
Right.
it does.
Not waiting.
Yeah.
You know what though?
I'm not waiting for Arnold Schwarzenegger to pop out."
It's like poor guy with all this stuff. Now we were just talking about hostile drones, and you got a congressman on TV saying Iran has a drone mothership.
Yeah.
And here's a guy just in his neighborhood, and a drone's coming after him. So he thinks, and he shoots it out of the air. Great shot, by the way.
Right?
Really good.
Yeah, way to
And
go.
Really good.
I know.
He's 30
I know.
yards out, just nailing this
Is
thing.
anyone appreciating his marksmanship?
Yeah.
Here? Come on.
But I guess he has to prove. I think
He may have
until
shot
it's.
12 times, though. We don't know that.
I think the test should be: would a reasonably prudent person be aware that drones are delivering in neighborhoods? And I think the answer to that right now is no.
I agree.
And so I think,
Totally.
and now eventually, now if a car pulls up next to you and has a pizza delivery thing on the top of the car, and it pulls up next to you, and you point your gun at the guy and shoot when he gets out and comes towards you, it's like, well, a reasonably prudent person might identify that as a pizza delivery person, which is a common occurrence in society.
Right.
So that wouldn't be a good reason. But I never seen a drone delivered to my house or in my neighborhood.
No, I've never seen that.
And if I saw one, I'd immediately be like, "What's that thing doing?" Or what?
That
If
would
you were
freak
armed,
you
would you
out.
shoot it?
If there was a drone,
You know what I mean? That's a
I'm just going to
big
tell you
jump.
guys right now. If
It
there was
is
a
a jump.
drone, if there was a drone above my house, I would shoot at it.
You're
100%.
kidding me.
I'm not kidding. If there was a drone
I am
hovering above,
shocked.
If
by
if
that.
there
I
was
was
a
not-
drone hovering above my house, and I had not ordered anything from Amazon that day,
You don't care where the bullets go and where they land or anything. You're just shooting at the
shooting-
sky?
when you shoot up into the air,
It disintegrates and becomes fossil fuels. Sorry.
Dang, that was good.
if you shoot up into the air, there's no harm that it's going to come back down and kill
hurt somebody.
Just it goes off into the ether.
No, it's like it loses all the momentum.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
So it's not.
I mean, not directly, but
say a bullet shell falling out of the sky at some point.
I think it's like a pebble or a rock falling.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you go up into an airplane and drop a bullet, which is if you shoot straight up, eventually it stops.
I'll take
and
your
then
word
turns
for it. It
back
still
down.
sounds bad to me, like dropping anything from the airplane.
I mean, you're not supposed to discharge a firearm in places that you're not supposed to, usually because they're afraid
Like
of
a
hitting other
neighborhood?
people. Yes, right, exactly.
Which is what you're saying.
I would say this. I would shoot at it if I was in a more rural setting.
There was no one behind. If there was no one behind,
But you
it.
live in a pretty like populated
If I
neighborhood.
was shooting up into the air and there was nothing behind it, also I would use a shotgun. That way I would be sure to get it.
What if you only had your arm?
Wow.
You're on. I mean, this guy, he's using his sidearm. He thinks it's attacking him. There's no time to get a shotgun. You're just gonna
There
shoot
is at
right.
my
Hold on,
house.
I'll be right back, drone.
All right, quick poll. Are you shooting at this thing if you're armed?
Oh, me probably not.
I'm not,
If
obviously.
I'm out camping or in some sort of rural setting and a drone approaches me and I got a gun, I'm shooting it.
That changes it.
It definitely changes.
If I'm in my neighborhood, no.
Do I think the man should be prosecuted? No. And to your point, this is not a normal thing. Maybe
He
he's
didn't know what. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think in court they should be able to submit evidence that says, Your Honor, this man is in his 60s or something. When he was a teenager, here's the science fiction that came out, right? Like this guy, he's not supposed to believe this is real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's not caught up.
No,
Yeah.
he doesn't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Right? He wasn't born. He's not. It's not like my kids. You know,
Yes.
they're used to this stuff.
Yes.
He thinks this is Iran.
Right.
You know,
And there's a 25% chance it could be.
could be. We don't know. According to the Pentagon,
Wow.
it's probably not.
I would probably think twice about shooting at my neighborhood.
That makes me feel better, John.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? My in-laws, there are drones that fly around their city. It's known. The police force uses them to like surveil gang activity and stuff. And it is crazy when we finally realized what they were. But you'll like drive down I-70, runs through Kansas City, and you'll like drive down I-70 and there's just like flashing drone lights all throughout their area. And it's like a while. I remember my first initial reaction, like when I saw it, I was like, what is that? Because it wasn't a plane. You could tell. Like, why is that so close?
Yes.
This is weird, you know. And so it does do something to you mentally. You're like, what is happening? This is not.
Yeah.
This is not safe.
A drone floating way up there, though, I mean, I wouldn't shoot at it. But a drone kind of like,
No, but
if
here's
we're
the-
talking 20 feet off the ground, a
that's-
drone
that's
in my
weird.
neighborhood, like flying along my street coming towards me, that is a little more threatening.
No, here's the thing though.
I just go back inside and watch Netflix.
Here's
Yeah, what's the problem? Why's everyone
Here's
shooting?
the problem. The problem, though, is that it's not about the drone, right? I don't think that the drone has a gun that's going to start firing at me. It's the person controlling the drone and presumably video it, like capturing video of whatever it's looking at. You know what
Yes.
I mean? That's the part of it that I don't want. Like, why is that happening?
I would take out my credit card, throw it like a ninja star, and go, steal this. Not getting my identity.
Yeah.
Wachoo!
But they do have your credit card number now.
Yeah. The drone just catches my credit card and leaves.
It is
Darn.
tap to pay, right? So
Right, yeah.
it's a tap to pay on
As
it.
soon as it hits it, you're
It taps,
toast.
it
Yeah.
taps and leaves.
Can you imagine the
It charges you $1,000 for
immediately?
drone replacement.
There.
Can you imagine the call to Chase the next day? So there I was at home, right?
As a drone coming at me, so I threw my card
You'll
at
never guess how that charge got placed.
Yes, I would like to contest the charge.
Yes,
it.
right.
Sir,
yeah.
that counts as authorized use. You gotta-
Yeah, I know.
You voluntarily gave
Sir,
your
how did the drone get your card? It's like, well, I checked it right at the drone. So
Oh,
Sir, why didn't you shoot the drone?
self-defense?
yeah, I should have
Self-defense.
shot it.
All right, what kind of compressor is this?
What do we got here?
Oh, here we go. We
API?
got a whole compressor here.
Okay, well, it's hooked up. So this is an API Select Transformer CMP compressor.
Is this a new product?
Well, I don't think it's that new. I think it's
Okay.
been around for a handful of years now. It's new to me, obviously. Bought it on Guitar Center's used website, which is becoming a great place to buy some used gear.
Do you pick it up here? Or they ship it to you.
No, ship it, but then you can take it back if you don't like it.
Ooh,
That's cool.
nice.
It's great. You got 45 days. It's awesome. You just lose shipping, but I don't
That's
have to
better
resell
than-
it if I
Yeah.
don't like it. You know,
That's
Anyways.
better than
Yeah.
what your options on Reverb.
That's why.
That's interesting. If you
That's
don't like
why.
it, you don't have to resell it.
Yeah.
That's a good selling point. That should be their motto. Guitar Center. If you don't like it, you don't have to resell
We
it.
still take returns.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So I've been buying more stuff, not a ton, probably 2 or 3 things this year on Guitar Center's used website. Anyways, so it's
Tip
cool.
of the day.
Let's see. I guess just play. We just mess around with it a little bit, but
Are you a compressor guy, or are you just sort of curious about this?
I've been using a diamond compressor. I go back and forth between leaving it on and off.
The big yellow one.
The big yellow one. I have compressor
Those are
number
great.
3. I have diamond compressor number 3.
Wow.
To ever exist.
Who has 1 and 2?
Probably Josh. I don't know.
That's a good guess.
Probably Josh.
Hey, do you want me to
Squishy.
clue you in on a little
Please.
little secret how to make that sound its best?
Please.
If you just up the output a little bit,
Yeah.
we'll all think it sounds better than when it's off.
It's louder.
That's not what I expected you to say. I was like, I'm going to learn something right now.
You had high expectations.
I did.
Yeah. When you make something louder,
HW, I think highly of you.
yeah, thank you. When you make something louder, it turns out it's more good.
It's better.
More good.
Anyways, I
He's
don't know.
not getting it.
Is he not getting
Yeah.
it? Is it
No,
not
I
on
am
the-
getting
oh,
it. No, I
okay,
got
sorry.
it. Yeah.
no.
I'm moving on because I'm like, I get the joke. Let's move
Yeah.
on. Yeah. That's the classic.
It's like
compressor
Tomebot
trick.
jokes.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that.
So,
It's squishy
you know.
and what's the we got like switches for stuff.
Yes, you got a blend knob, you got an input and output. What I love about this is that there's no visual cue here. So you really do have to use your ears. I feel like I had this setting at home, and I don't remember exactly where it was at. Somewhere blend is 50-50, but you're able to get more sustain, clamp down on the notes just a pinch, because I have a heavier right hand. And I felt like it's...
That's what she said.
Golly,
That was just the
we're giving that one a moment.
I'm sorry that I said it.
No,
We
you
don't
have nothing
blame
to
you.
apologize for.
You're off the hook.
Woo!
I don't even remember what I was saying. So,
Shake it off.
I can't wait for the comments. I thought you guys were Christians, but I guess not. Did
I
you
guess
see
not.
that one a
Not
while
after
back?
the-
No, I didn't.
We got one of those. It was this guy who was he said something like, I thought you guys were Christians, but I guess whatever you want to do is fine or something. I was like,
It was probably.
Oh, it was the one where we all said fuck over and over
we all
again.
said the F word.
Which
Yeah.
I guess is the problem for some people.
It
Yeah.
was. I thought the way we said it was very funny. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to this.
yeah,
As
just
long as it's funny.
it feels like I don't want to use the buzzword transparent, but I was,
Yeah.
the diamond compressor is not what I would consider transparent. The way it feels can be a little squishy even at real low settings. This isn't too complicated to me, and like I said, there's no visual misleading. You're like, I'm doing.
Do you Do you want to show? How about I get a little close up shot of this, and you
Okay.
do it with the Cali 76?
Oh, sure.
We do a
Okay.
little back and
Which you
forth.
just found that you had that.
I didn't know I had the.
Yeah.
Well, I knew I had it. I had this in an old Ego comp,
Okay.
Oh yeah. I've got
and
that.
I have a big box Tim, which are going for like $900 somewhere. I got to find that big box Tim and sell it
Get some money,
because
dog.
I am not
that
trying to
cash.
keep that big box
Buy
Tim
another Greco.
when I know they're
Tims are
worth
so good,
$900. I have a Timmy over there, which is cool, and Sue's a big Timmy fan.
I've got mine. Yeah.
The Tims are.
Have you tried any of the new
That's
like
hard to
MXR
find.
Timmy?
No, I did get the new Tim though. Remember I got that one. It's
Oh,
like it doesn't
yeah.
look cool.
No, it doesn't.
He's kind of like the new one looks really bad. Like the purple one. He's just not my like, aesthetic. Is not my
Yeah,
thing,
it's
you know?
almost like he could just hire someone to make it look nicer.
You know what's funny about that though is now I see a Timmy and I'm like, that's an iconic looking pedal.
Yeah.
Right.
But I
Right.
agree, the new one is like, ooh, there's nothing classic or
Yeah.
iconic about
I don't
that.
know.
Do people really want a compressor shootout?
Yeah, well,
Let us know in the comments. We're gonna give it to you anyways.
yeah, we're gonna give it to you anyways. I'm gonna grab that. You can turn that pedal board towards you if you want. and
Okay,
I'm gonna
yeah,
grab
yeah.
this camera.
Great.
You make them sound as good as you can. We're gonna decide which we like better,
Oh.
the Cali or the
Impromptu.
API.
Well, the hard part is that it's more about how it feels than how it sounds.
Well, we'll let Suze. Well, you two can both play if you
Is that
want.
right?
He can hand it to you at some point.
All right.
Sound good?
I think it's fun.
I do agree with
agree.
you, though. I like
Yeah.
it when compressors don't have lights
Yes.
because it forces you to actually forces you to listen to what the compressor's doing.
Yep.
instead of relying on
a visual indicator of like, cool, I got 6 dB compression, 50%
It's like,
blend.
what does
Like,
that even? It doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Where's your ratio at?
Whoa.
How
Look at
quickly
this.
is
We've got
tack
full
release?
moving cam.
This
dog.
is so
Camera
cool.
is alive.
Oh my gosh. All right.
All right.
Look at all those pedals, by the way. I mean, come on.
On the next episode of Guitar
We cleaned up the
Friends.
studio.
Here's my clean tone.
All right.
So play now.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Addison messing up my perfect compressor settings. I'll fix that later.
Oh,
So
yeah.
sorry.
Hark the back.
You can just refer to the
You'll
beginning
never
of the
guess
video.
where they were set. Yeah, I like the API.
It's pretty
a
cool.
lot, yeah.
I would argue that it has less coloration and effect on your tone than this, but it can still do squishier kind of, things.
How much does that thing cost?
I got that for $203 shipped to my door.
Wow, the API, huh?
The API.
bad.
Yep. Yeah,
And
they're
the Callies are what, like $2.99?
more expensive than that. I think
a
they're
little more.
$350.
Yeah, I think so.
This new is like $299, so I got a really good deal. I got it for like $175 plus tax and shipping. So
I'm a compressor guy, man. I
Are
wasn't
you?
for a long time, but I dig them.
Yeah.
What's your fave?
Yeah.
The Ego Comp?
The Ego Comp, yeah. We've got that, whatever they
Petty
make
John?
the iron
Oh, okay.
chime, that brand.
Petty John?
Petty John?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ego is just simple.
Yeah, I had an Ego, and
Cheap.
it was always, to me, it was cheaper than this.
$125 I bought mine for.
Yeah.
good.
And I always thought it was great.
Yeah.
It's just great, simple. Yeah, like you said. Whatever happened to mine? I don't know.
It's in another box with your Tim.
Well, I don't know. How did these, before or after drive? Where do you put your comp?
I do mine first.
That's what all the kids want to know. Before or after, and why?
Before on guitar, typically after on bass.
Oh gosh.
After drives,
Yeah.
just to
Turned
like
off.
clamp it all down.
Yep. I feel like I can be. Oh no, we lost a camera.
There goes the power.
I feel like I can be with bass. It's more important for me to have more dynamic control than on a guitar. I don't know.
Okay.
Bass to me is like one of the most expressive.
So you don't want compression.
Yeah, I want it after drive. So if
After
like
your
something's dirty, like my,
I see.
attack can.
Right.
Whereas on guitar, I'm a little.
Is a
little
compressor
less-
something you turn on and off during a set? You
Not
just okay.
typically.
It's like an
Yeah.
always on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah.
That Kemper actually got me there because I would just play all day with a Kemper compressor on.
Yeah.
And then it was like I would turn it off and like
Yep.
it's worse with it off.
It's
you
one
know?
of those things. When I started mixing more music,
Yeah.
I really started being able to understand or hear the compression happening. And so
it's the sound
still,
of modern music.
Yeah, it's still a little bit hard for me to like pick out with guitar individually. But that's why I was saying like you can feel it more.
100%.
It feels like distortion happening, but there's no distortion. Right?
Yeah, you get the sustain from that.
Yeah.
Which is distortion.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I would also toggle it on and off like while playing with a band. That's where I really felt it.
Oh, dang.
You know, it wasn't just like sitting in front of it, like, but it was like, I would just lose myself like in a mix, like, and then when I turn it back on, it's like, oh yeah, I just felt more comfortable. Like I could just play with confidence, knowing I could be heard or I'm like leveled out. You know what I mean? So
I really started enjoying them when I was using a real amp, but it was like ended up the cabinet got put in the back room with a 57 on it, and it's like using compression always on for me gave me the same feeling, not exactly the same, but it's like, oh, I feel like I'm interacting with my amp a little bit more, or at least it's like doing a thing that like if I was guitar in front of an amp, it just is like it feels just a little bit better to play.
yeah,
versus sticking it in a back room, you know.
Because is it true? Is it like so compression is really just typically, it's just when things go above a threshold, it makes them quieter. That's what compression is. But I feel like it has the effect of the quieter things kind of become louder. Mm-hmm. Is it true? I feel like that's more pronounced with guitar pedals than like
that. Yeah, so like
studio compressors.
Compression's both. Like limiting would be just the top. Usually you call it a limiter, right? If you only limit. Is that about how we...
Well, the reason that happens is because everything above a threshold is being clamped down, and then you're actually turning up volume to compensate.
That's what it is.
So your lower notes are actually brought up by an output, not by...
Which is like how these don't work that well. You get like an old Dan Armstrong orange, you know, the orange comp.
Yeah.
And that's literally what it's boosting your signal to through the roof, and that gives you that really like clampy feel.
Everything's
but those,
the same volume.
Yeah, but those you have no control. That's why those you are super simple. You have no control over.
Yeah, so it's like that's how I like conceptualize.
Yeah,
it's the stuff that's too loud gets, because what you're saying, like you really notice it with a band, is because when you're playing with a band, you're naturally going to, or like in a mix or whatever, you're naturally going to try to make your loudest thing you don't want to be too loud. That's the whole point, right? And so it's like, because the guitar is, you know, you can play quietly and you can play louder. So compression kind of makes it to where your lower volume stuff is still able to be heard.
Yeah,
a lot more.
And I think on guitar too, you play the guitar. This is how I do it anyway. You play the guitar, and when you set your compressor level, you really are making sure your high end is the same level. And what that inevitably does is actually bring up the rest of the frequencies of the guitar, like higher. So you'll notice when you turn the compressor on and off, you immediately notice sort of a little more thickness and bass.
Right.
And it's because you set the level so that the high end doesn't go down. But so you're actually getting like the bass frequencies seem to come up and give you like fullness.
Right.
You know, if you're playing a chord, you don't want it to get like, if the high end goes down at all, you know, it sounds lower in volume. You know what I mean?
It's perception at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
But to be clear, there are like the MV2 from Waves, you can like bring up lower, bring down. There's like sliders for that kind of thing.
Both sides.
it's got threshold on both sides.
Yeah, there's expansion, and so in its basic form, I think, you know, it's just like we're clamping down on the peak of the signal and we're bringing everything up. But there are other forms of compression, and like we live in the modern world with tons of tools that do crazy things nowadays. You know?
Yeah.
If you think about it, every gain stage is really a compressor.
Well,
Just boosts the signal, and then when it runs out of headroom, it just clips and distorts.
Right.
It's just not a very good one, right?
Yeah, I mean that's
Which you could do with something like this. You could probably drive the heck out of the input and get distortion from it.
Right.
You know,
not pleasant distortion, but distortion.
I don't know. Will you play a chord? I'm very curious. Actually, I want to hear it. See, that's crazy to me. It's actually remaining clean, and that's with the input all the way up. So I would be here. How about on the Cali? doing the same thing, so they're both
Yeah.
cleaner, which is cool. But like
Yeah.
an 1176, if you drive the front end of that, it's like it gets really dirty, which is like a cool sound, right?
Right.
Add saturation, that's perceived loudness,
Right.
plus the compressed tone.
Right.
It sounds cool. It makes your snare bigger. Saturation adds low end usually, so
Right.
it does a lot of things.
Yeah.
You building a new board? Is that why you got that?
I feel like I'm constantly building a new board.
Yeah, there you go.
I just got a Big Sky, which is great. Got a
First
great
time?
deal. This is the second time I've owned one.
Okay, I'm on my third one.
Are
so,
you? Okay,
Yeah,
all
Big
right.
Skies are so good.
They're so
They're
good.
awesome, dude.
They're so good.
I'm shopping for an H90 now. That's the next one,
I just looked at those and then saw the price and just closed the window.
which is
I
about
was
what's
like,
happening.
What are they,
no,
like
I'm not doing
$800
that.
bucks?
They're $8.99 new.
It's crazy.
What about that? Are you going to get that new GFI?
Oh, I didn't like the demos of it. It was kind of
because you like the a lot of people like the Specular Tempest, and you had Specular Tempest, right?
and I have the little one, Skylar
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. It just didn't sound good to me.
Seems like the new H9, like an H90 competitor. How much are those?
Ooh,
Six-
$4.99.
I thought they
Is there
were
more?
I think they were $650. I could be wrong. Now we got to look and fact check
The
ourselves.
new GFI one?
yeah.
Oh god.
It was expensive. I was like, no.
Do you
But
guys have a problem with the shrinkflation happening in pedals? Seems like they're getting more expensive and smaller.
And smaller.
Is that the
Yeah.
place we want to be going?
Well, I mean, we've talked about this before, but the Big Sky was too much
It's happening
for me.
with Taco Bell and effects pedals,
Yeah.
and I feel like
I think with effects pedals, they're trying to act like it's a good thing. You can put
Oh.
more on your board.
more
that's
money.
probably true. You could fit many more Mexi Melts on your board too.
Are
Two
Mexi-
bites and they were gone.
Are
Two
Mexi
bites.
Melts good? What is a Mexi Melt? I think I've forgotten.
Isn't it just a soft taco with like 3 cheeses?
Lots of cheese.
Yeah.
Pico.
Really?
Yeah.
And some beef, I guess, is the meat inside. It's
Okay.
Like
Oh well, what's in a taco? Beef, right? Oh, it
is
doesn't
it a
give you.
taco?
Oh, sorry. I mean, like a soft taco.
Yeah, but a Mexi Melt has beef in it, right?
Yeah, but doesn't a soft taco?
Oh my gosh, is a Mexi Melt a taco?
Oh, I
What's
see.
the difference
I see.
between a Mexi Melt and a soft
I think the
taco?
Mexi Melt, you literally just get the Mexican blend of cheese as opposed to one type of cheese. You
And
know,
I
you
don't
buy.
think it has lettuce and all that stuff that a taco has too.
So
Oh,
it has
that's true. Yeah,
It's more like a quesadilla.
with meat,
with
Tons
beef.
of cheese and beef.
but it's round.
Should I go there right now?
I would go with you and eat it right now.
We should go to Taco Bell and ask, do you guys have tendies? That's really what I want.
Dang.
I have to clarify. Fact check. It is $4.99. You were right.
Oh,
Okay.
Which
It's
is
still
a
a lot.
lot.
It's more than like a timeline or a big the old Big Sky.
It's a lot cheaper than an H90 though.
But it doesn't do all the. It only has delay and reverb.
Right.
what?
Like
the
the
GFI?
the
one?
GFI,
What's it
so-
called?
It's a very weird name.
I
It
didn't-
is the Solus Ventus.
Yeah, we need to stop that. That sounds like a new
Yeah.
Hyundai model.
I
does
rented a
sound like a
Ventus
car.
this weekend. It was nice.
Yeah.
gas
What'd you
mileage.
get? Yeah, what was your rental car?
Yeah.
The Sola Ventus.
I believe it.
All right. Well,
Well,
I think we solved
We solved a lot. Yeah.
a lot. You know.
Aliens, Mexi Melts, drones.
Yeah, fossil
Compression.
fuels.
We did talk about guitars.
We talked about guitars a little
Talked
bit.
about guitars.
Grecos.
For the next episode.
By the way, can I say something?
Sure.
This guitar smells horrible.
Yes. I told
Sitting
you.
here with
Whoa.
it. Sitting here with it.
You flip.
I keep getting
Yes.
whiffs
You
of
flipped.
it,
Yeah,
and I
it's-
don't like it.
Flipped
It was
him.
too much of a good thing.
It's. I wonder if you
Wow.
can. Should I leave it in the sun? Does that cure nitro?
Ask him about his double neck.
Oh, did you leave it in the sun?
Well, I have the Indian double neck, and those are. Let me tell you something.
Oh, okay.
The
That
Indian
thing
double neck,
reeks.
being from India, is no stranger to the sun. So it is immune to the
Wow.
It did nothing.
effects of the
The
sun.
Franklin Sunshine did nothing.
You left the guitar out in the sun. And
Well,
didn't-
it was just
And the
left.
case?
It was just outside. It did help, but it hasn't gotten rid of it completely. I tried to pull it out. I'm probably gonna just sell it to.
anyone that will buy it.
Well, you can get the smell out.
You're not wrong.
Here's the real thing.
To the first buyer with money.
The guitars.
Any reasonable offer.
Any reasonable
The guitar
offer.
doesn't smell as much. I believe the scent will get off the guitar. The fabric in the
The case is
case
shot.
is what's tough, and it's hard to find a hard shell double neck case. So I don't want to sacrifice the case, because what am I going to do? Sew 2 gig bags together? I mean, that's going to be silly.
That case has to be massive.
It's big.
I'll show it to you.
Can't wait to see it.
I have a case for the other one too, but this one came in a weird case.
Where are you keeping that very smelly one?
Oh, it's just right there. It doesn't really smell.
Oh, okay,
Now it doesn't smell when it's closed.
Okay.
Unless you pick it up and start moving it around.
Yeah.
Unless you play it.
Unless it's disturbed.
But yeah, leave it alone.
Don't touch it. It doesn't smell.
But I had it sitting here in this room, and I didn't smell it like one time until I went over there and picked it
Yeah,
up.
if
and,
you like stick your face near it,
Yeah.
you can smell it.
Now, when I first got it, it was just in the hallway.
It smelled-
And my wife came down. I was like, "What's that smell?"
Right.
You know, and I was like, "Well,
Sorry. You know what smells wonderful is
it's the pride of Mumbai right there."
Martin cases. And I thought it was like the mahogany, but it's actually I think the glue they use in the cases is what I read. But my guitar, I've had it for 6 or 7 years, and it still smells like chocolate. It's amazing. Anyways, Martins smell wonderful. That
Sounds
on the other
wonderful.
hand doesn't smell.
Also,
wonderful.
Martin's barbecue smells wonderful.
I haven't been for a while.
So, do you think that the smell is subconsciously making you repulsed to the guitar, even though you objectively like things about it? Is this really where the discontent is coming
might
from?
be.
The
It
smell.
might be.
So, what I would suggest
Tell me.
is you put a little Glade plug-in inside there, and could work.
And ruin my chances of resale forever.
This guitar is so good.
It's good.
very- yeah,
it's good.
it
It's
is.
real good.
Yeah.
It's real good. It's only got one neck, but it's all right.
As far as one neck guitars go,
Yeah.
it's ranks pretty high.
So
Okay.
for the next episode, is what over there would we like to try? What should we try? What should I have loaded up? next
Pedals?
time? Yeah, because I got a new pedal.
You
It's
got
called
a lot. I feel like you've got a lot.
Well, you know, the secret here, there's a lot of cheap pedals you can buy out there. There's a lot of old DoD Digitech stuff that's kind of cool. And you don't know until you get it. Like that Tokai, that white Tokai, that's a sonic distortion clone. They don't tell you that in the listing, or else I wouldn't have bought it, because I wouldn't have a sonic distortion.
Do you still have the Chode blaster?
You know, I don't think so. I think I got rid of that.
Dang.
This is legendary. Oh my god.
The Sparkle Drive is great.
Oh my
Sparkle
gosh.
Drive's great.
That's such a good pedal.
Do you know what is a kind of a ridiculous pedal? Is that red DoD Supra distortion?
Where's that? Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
I think
It's
that yellow DoD, the Overdrive, that was the very first guitar pedal I ever had.
I believe it. Yeah, that's so there's a lot of DoD stuff and a lot of Digitech stuff that I
It's
think
so
is
cheap.
like it's so cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm picking up a lot of those for $45-$50 all over the place.
Pretty good.
And they're cool to try out, I think.
All right, I'll suggest something.
Yeah.
We've probably done it before, but not for a long time. Can we try every tube screamer you have? I think that's what we should do.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
No, I want to do it.
We can do it. I've done it with the
Before you shut
Ibanez
it down,
ones.
We're doing it.
I've done it with the Ibanez ones. They're very similar.
Oh, I know.
I mean, just to the point that it's like, this isn't worth really discussing. The TS10 is brighter. The TS9 is like fizzier.
Dude, the juice box.
The juice box, bro.
I remember trying this at Guitar Center when I was in like
juice
7th
box.
grade.
Wow.
My first guitar pedal was the grunge from that era.
grunge.
Oh, the grunge.
See, I haven't bought the grunge. 'cause
What was
there's
the
a
one?
bunch
There
of
was
that
also
stuff.
like a compressor. It was like
Meat box?
The milk something.
Oh yeah, there's a milk box.
milk
the
box.
milk
Yeah.
box.
Yeah.
Yep.
The meat box was a totally different sound.
It was. It's
It
like
is a different pedal.
Like
It's
an
a real
octave
one,
thing,
yeah.
right? Yeah, it is
It
legit.
is.
Yeah,
It looks like
just
meat on the
Yeah.
outside.
yeah.
The Super Tube Screamer.
Super Tube Screamer. Watch out.
Oh boy.
See-
Who even makes this?
Maxon, who made the Tube Screamer.
How many tube
For
screamers you
Ibanez.
got? A lot.
Oh, Maxon.
Well,
There-
there's a reissue 808 over there. That's one Tube Screamer. There's an 808, a 9, and a TS10 right there.
Those are all original.
Can
Oh,
we
those are
try?
all original.
I just want to try all of them. Can we try all of them?
And then and
just
then
work our way through.
is a super overdrive a Tube Screamer with eight? Isn't it just a Tube Screamer with asymmetrical clipping?
What is super? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I actually don't know, but
SD1, right? I
close
think it's just
enough.
and then there's
Yep.
the Super Tube Screamer that John just pointed out.
you got a lot of tube screamers.
And then I think this right here, the Super Tube, actually strikes me as exactly like that Super Tube Screamer. So I actually want to put those back together because I think it might be the same pedal. See, that's what I'm realizing about the
Probably is.
Maxon stuff
Oh.
that they made later.
Tons of
They're-
overlap.
If what they were making for Ibanez, sometimes it looks like they're changing the name because they have a sonic distortion, which is I thought it was going to be different. It's the same as the famous Ibanez sonic distortion, and then I'm realizing this Super Tube is probably just that
guitar
Super
stinks.
Tube Screamer.
yeah.
This guitar smells.
You said
I don't
no.
want to be next to you.
Now you smell like it.
Yeah, we can do it, and then you know what's cool? See that harmonic enhancer from DoD,
Where?
the white one? It's just like So when you have the presence at 0, it's 0 presence. It's just a boost with a presence knob, and it has a nice thing. And then from Nobles, I got that EP pre or the pre 1 or whatever. It's like a preamp booster. It's got level and treble and bass. It's a cool boost for sure.
Oh, the Broken Arrow. Remember that?
Yeah, that's for sale right now. Tone Drinking Vintage, shameless plug. Go buy it.
All right, I gotta go.
All right. Well, this has been episode 56, and
I've been Sooze.
that modulator, that XP200 modulator, that
Oh.
that is something I got. Yeah, that's a cool pedal. Did you ever try those? And y'all did an episode on that one of those.
Yeah.
The gold ones are really rare.
Yeah, they're a famous line of pedals.
Yeah, they are.
I don't
The
know that I've
gold
ever played
ones.
that one, but-
The gold. I had a gold one.
The Space Station, is that what that one's called?
Yeah,
Okay.
I had one. I don't know where it is or what happened to it, but I had one.
Oh my god, do you know how much those are worth right now?
I
And
can
how?
only
And you
imagine.
can't even
A lot.
find them for
I know.
sale.
I know.
Like,
I used to have one.
wow.
I traded it. A friend of mine had it, and he didn't. He was like, "I don't want this."
$1,000.
No, he traded. He like gave it to me.
You're like that guy who bought a pizza with Bitcoin, and now
Totally.
it's worth millions.
But there
Not
was a
quite
good
that
pizza.
way. I mean, it's not quite that.
It's not quite millions. Yeah.
I had a guitar.
I don't know where it is though. I don't have it anymore. I don't know where it went.
You're not in possession of it.
And I think that it didn't work very well.
I bet I know where it is. That closet with your drum set.
Guaranteed. I mean, if it's in my possession at all, it's in the closet. In my closet in my office.
No. I mean,
What closet with the drum
that
set?
was Aaron's drum set.
Oh, that's a throwback.
Okay. Is this Jerry's gear?
Aaron.
Aaron who?
Blanton.
He has stuff?
It's a whole story.
All right, never mind.
Should we just? I mean, can you just recount the story?
Oh
It's-
my gosh.
It's a very.
I have to go.
He's got to go.
I gotta go.
Okay. Well, on
Next
the
time.
next episode of Guitar Friends, we will recant
Cliff
the story
freaking Hanger.
of
Ooh,
our-
come on back
of
for
a
more
friend-
stories, guys.
of a friend
a friend of a friend
of
has
a
gear in a
friend
closet.
who-
Come back next time.
whose gear was lost to lies, deceit, deception, and questionable
Have we told the story on
application of the law.
the podcast? We've told it on the podcast?
Yeah,
On the podcast?
pretty sure.
Then we don't need to recount it.
I don't remember it on the podcast.
Episode 18.
No, Suze, that's not. You're lying.
Go and watch
You're
it.
lying. You're lying.
Go and watch it.
He's lying. That's not true. I don't believe that. This is a long episode. This was a long, meandering episode. I have to see. These are the types of episodes I have to go back and go, what the hell do I title this? What did we even talk about?
I think that's the title. What the hell do I even title this?
Everything.
And
Just
then people will be like, man, I thought you guys were Christians.
yeah, don't use hell in the name.
Yeah, you can't
How
use
dare you?
That's not going to go over well.
All right. I've been HW.
I have been Sooze.
I'm still Jon2.
And I am Smelly Guitar Owner.
Ooh.
You're the most famous person on this podcast.
Stop.